Many parents ask us, do I look for coding or robotics program for my child? What is the difference between them? Now our answer to that is very simple. These two are actually the same under the umbrella of Computer Science and ICT. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Ho. I'm the founder and CEO of Graphite Academy, and we are a coding school for kids. So we started the company because we realized there was a disconnect with what the parents wanted versus what the industry was providing.
Hi, my name is Rena. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Graphite Academy. At Graphite Academy, our mission is to provide students with quality coding education to prepare them for their tertiary education in computer science. Learning from us should provide students with a head start in their computer science education.
To date, Graphite Academy has taught over 120 schools in Singapore, both primary and secondary school, on the topic of coding, programming and robotics. And because of that, we have impacted over 10,000 students in Singapore. What a coding school does is we introduce students to many concepts that are very relevant to our daily lives. Things such as app development, web development, robotics, hardware, AI, AR and VR are all prevalent in our daily lives, but most of us don't know how these things work, how these things function.
Coding is a compulsory enrichment subject in MOE schools starting from primary 4. This is important when students move on to tertiary education, as it is a mandatory module for many diploma and degree programs.
Our students also learn skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and even learn how to appreciate the mathematics they've learned in school and apply them in real and relevant concepts.
My intention is just to give him the exposure, and if possible, if he really likes it, is to support him all the way until P6.
Our students have also won awards from competitions such as First Lego League, National Primary Games Creation Competition, National Robotics Competition, and many other competitions as well. And the most recent one was the Coding Olympics 2022, in which we organized it with Science Centre, and our student actually achieved second place out of 800 students in the entire Singapore. We are also a member of the Computer Science Teachers Association of Singapore, which is actually recognized by multiple industry tech titans. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, even Rolls-Royce recognize this as the gold standard of children's education for computer science.
At STEM Institution, we believe in providing impactful STEM education for everyone. By integrating robotics, coding, and engineering with academic knowledge, we equip children with life skills and the mentality to be ever ready to adapt to changes. We believe in making learning a fun and enjoyable experience for everyone. This is why, besides offering lessons on critical skills, we also want to inspire and motivate everyone to stay curious and adaptable throughout their lives. We are here to enable learners to discover the valuable skill sets in STEM and find their place in the fast-changing world. We believe in being hands-on and applying classroom lessons to solve real-life problems. Our goal is to turn every challenges into learning opportunities and enable individuals to overcome barriers during their lifelong educational journey. Embrace this journey with us as we mold the leaders of tomorrow. STEM Institution, providing impactful education for everyone.
Flying Cape is Singapore's largest online booking and advisory platform for tuition and enrichment classes for children. On the platform, parents can first discover your child's strengths, interests, and learning profiles through validated assessments that we offer. For children 6 to 12 years old, our gamified assessment allows your child to try out a series of challenges while navigating through 8 different islands, each representing a different intelligence. While your child is having fun, parents receive a diagnostic report that provides insights into their unique competencies and learning styles. Based on your child's unique learning profiles, we offer personalized recommendations that help parents customize the best education programs and classes. We also have a best price guarantee promise to ensure that you will always get the best prices with us. Choose from the widest range of education options on the platform, such as trial classes, workshops, holiday programs, learning kits, and more. Earn reward points when you make a booking through us and redeem vouchers and gifts. Always on the lookout for the best education deal? Join our group buy under Edu Hunt, which allows you to snag the best savings on workshops or classes that you're interested in. Simply place a reservation for the class that you are interested in and help spread the word during the time sale period. The more people joining in, the greater the price savings for everyone. Join our community of happy learners now. Check us out at www.flyingcape.com.sg.
Is your child ready to take their coding skills to the next level? Introducing Elite Coder, the groundbreaking certification program brought to you by Singapore Science Centre Global and Mangosteams in partnership with Flying Cape. The program is designed to map a student's mastery of coding at 3 different levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Here's why your child should sign up. Elite Coder enhances their coding portfolio, giving them a distinct advantage. Elite Coder evaluates your child's competencies based on the CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Upon completing each assessment level, students will receive a scorecard indicating their level of proficiency. They will also receive an e-certification by Singapore Science Centre Global, recognizing their achievement. But how do students prepare for the assessment? Our authorized training partners will ensure that students receive the best guidance. In the training workshops, our experienced trainers will cover Elite Coder requirements and expectations at each level. They will deep dive into the syllabus and guide students through code writing lessons aiming at solving real-world challenges. So, what are you waiting for? Give your child the opportunity to excel in coding. Find out more at elitecoder.flyingcape.com.sg.
Today, coding is an essential skill we need to teach our children, just like math, science, or English. Getting kids to engage with coding is in everybody's interest. CodeMonkey, an award-winning online game, is the only platform that gets kids as young as 8 to write real code through a fun, engaging game.
זה משחק שממש מלמד ילדים בכיתה ב' וג' לכתוב קוד. זה דבר בלתי נתפס, אבל זה קורה, זה אמיתי.
CodeMonkey partnered with CET, Israel's largest publisher, to offer the CodeMonkey Coding Olympics, chosen by the Ministry of Education for a nationwide rollout.
1,700 schools participated daily for 3 months. CodeMonkey's special characteristics made it self-driven and easy for the schools to implement. The top-performing schools sent teams to train in a boot camp and then to compete in the finals mega event.
The results of the CodeMonkey Coding Olympics were beyond any expectations.
Last week, we completed 253,000 kids in Israel played CodeMonkey and learned code.
Thousands of children fell in love with coding, and a whole new coding movement was formed across the nation.
אני למדתי הרבה מאוד דברים חדשים, כי זה מלמד לתכנת ממש את הבסיס של הבסיס.
CodeMonkey is now expanding globally, applying the unique know-how demonstrated in the Olympics into further countries.
By introducing coding to your students, you would be opening up a new and exciting world of opportunities for them today, and there will be no limits to where they can be tomorrow.
כל שלב אני הצלחתי ויצא לי שמחה בלב. הייתי רוצה גם ששנה הבאה יהיה CodeMonkey.
CodeMonkey, write code, catch bananas, save the world.
Hi everybody, welcome back to day 2 of Coding Olympics 2023. I see right now we have about 125 students on the stream. Welcome back everybody, welcome back. And I know that a lot of you have started working on your challenge already, right? Yeah, so quite a bit of you have started working on the challenges. Now, before we start, we have a couple of announcements, and today is going to be a little bit more intense because today we're covering variables, all right? So as usual, before we start, we've got a couple of announcements. I see a lot of people saying hi. Hi, Cashew. Hi, Kayen. Hi, Ernest. Hi, Isiang. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Hi, Yong Kok. Hi, wow, so many of you. Hi, Gary. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Coding Olympics 2023. Now, a couple of things before we do. Let's start off with announcements as usual. So quick introduction. My name is Mr. Jonathan. For those who are not here yesterday, I've been teaching coding since 2016. We teach quite a bit in schools. And, over the years, I've taught, many hours of coding classes. So today you're going to be covering Coding Adventure Part 1. We're covering variables today, all right? Announcements to take note now. Again, boys and girls, for all those of you who are on the live stream, please take note, all right? You should be using the competition accounts for your logging in. Now, what does your competition account look like? Your competition account is COS23, 2 alphabets and 3 numbers. Just take note, it's COS, 2 alphabets and 3 numbers. Also, please be reminded of your category. We'll cover that in a bit. And this year, your passwords are 6 digits. So instead of, very complex password, your passwords are 6 digits. All of you already have a password. If you're not sure, please double check with your email, with your parents for the email address for all these issues, all right? So double check with, the emails that Science Center sent just to make sure you got the right login ID and the password to be in the competition account, okay? Now, again, just a friendly reminder for categories. If you are P3 and P4 students, you are category A. And for P5 and P6 students, you are category B. Students, please take note on this. Make sure you're in the correct category, all right? Now, again, this is the schedule of training for the next few days. Today, we are covering variables. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering more than variables. We're going to start covering for loops. We're going to cover a lot more complicated topics. And then on Friday, on the last day of the competition, we will be doing skill mode. And in fact, we might be introducing you to additional challenges as well. So day 4 is going to be exciting, especially for those students who have already done CodeMonkey before, all right? So take note on that. And for 5th and 6th August, just take note, everybody, those are your competition days. So you want to make sure you are all ready for competition, okay? Couple of rules, boys and girls, as usual, we've got a couple of rules. All right, make sure you can hear me at all times. Make sure your speakers are on. You can hear me, you can hear all of us, all right? And do your best to follow our instructions by the instructor. Please take note. Any questions you have, same as yesterday, put them in the comments, put them in the details, ask us what questions you have. We'll do our best to address them accordingly. Now, again, as per last year, all right, or as per yesterday, if we've covered a challenge already, so example, if I covered challenge 20, all right, and if I cover challenge 20 and you're asking for a challenge, maybe challenge 10, we probably will not go back because of time, and we want to make sure we cover all the challenges accordingly. So if we covered something before, or if we never covered something before, or you missed out a challenge before, always refer to our recording that will be uploaded right after the broadcast ends, all right? So the recording will be made available to you, all right? So you can refer to that recording for all these things. Now, again, this is a hands-on challenge, boys and girls. So as usual, you'll be given some time to work on these challenges during the live stream, okay? So again, the key thing about this is to make sure those challenges that you're stuck at, those challenges that you're not familiar with, let us know, and we will cover them accordingly, all right? So please take note, all challenges will be allocated specific time slots for you to work on, all right? So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let's move on. So some competition day details, boys and girls. This is important announcement. So on the 5th of August is competition for category A. Now, how does competition work? So during the competition time, right, in your CodeMonkey account, you will have a module. I'll show them to you later. All right, you'll be able to see this thing that says competition module. When you see that, it will be unlocked during the competition, and all of you will have 1 hour to get as many stars as possible. So again, all of you will have 1 hour to get as many stars as possible. Please take note, You can log in anytime between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It is up to you. But remember, the best thing to do is to make sure you collect as many stars as possible, all right, within that 1 hour time frame, okay? Now, one more thing to take note, very important announcement. Certificates for Coding Olympics 2023 will be distributed by the organizers 3 to 4 weeks after the end of the event. So all of you participating in Coding Olympics 2023, all of you will receive an e-certificate from Science Center, all right? All this will be distributed to your fellow partners, your fellow centers, your fellow schools, all right? Just check in with the people who enrolled you for the competition and you will receive a certificate accordingly, all right? So this will come 3 to 4 weeks after the competition ends. Now, for all those of you, make sure you're already logged into CodeMonkey. Remember again how to log into CodeMonkey. Your username is in the email. It's COS23, 2 alphabets and 3 numbers. So remember how to log in. Make sure you're logging in correctly and using the same 6-digit password that you used yesterday as well. Okay? Wow, the chat is on fire today. We have a lot of people on the chat. Now, yesterday, we covered till challenge 30. We covered until challenge 30, correct? And we covered a few things. So before we start today's lesson, let's do a quick recap. Can you share in the comments what is one thing you learned from yesterday's training? So what is one thing you learned from yesterday's training? Type them down in the comments and let us know one thing you learned from yesterday's training, all right? Martin asked, do I have to get 3 stars for all challenges? The answer, do your best to get all 3 stars. Because when you get 3 stars for all challenges during competition, you want to get as many stars as possible, all right? So people will say, oh, I learned loops yesterday, very good, Jacqueline. Nia says angles, that's great. There's loops, I see a lot of loops. People say code, people say loops. Yesterday, one of the key modules covered was loops, all right? One of the key modules covered was loops. Just take note, loops is an important part of the competition itself. So remember, loops are important. And yesterday we learned inside loops and outside loops. So remember, we learned about what's inside a loop and what's outside a loop. So make sure your codes are within or outside a loop to take note on it, all right? So take note on that. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to start working on challenge 31 today. Now, before I start that, all right, we have some things to cover. All right, today we're covering variables. Now, what are variables? So variables are a store of information. So what is a store of information? So think of it like, you know, a textbook where there's a lot of information available. What you can do with variables is you can actually refer to it later, you know, use it and manipulate the details accordingly. So just take note, this is what variables are. I'm going to show you the first challenge on 31. Okay, so let me just change my screen. So you can see the first challenge of challenge 31, and we are immediately introduced to variables. So hang on, let me change my screen so you can see. So now you can see my screen. We are going to Coding Adventure Part 1. Yesterday we covered challenges 0 to 30. So today we are doing 31 onwards. All right, so today we're doing 31 onwards. So please, you know, take note because variables is an important part of the competition as well. So take note, students, variables is an important part of competition. You want to be able to understand variables. All right. So welcome to 31, challenge 31. Now, right off the bat, we see this thing that says x equals to 10. Now, the key thing about variables is the x. We need to understand what the variable represents. So in this particular challenge, 10. X equals to 10 represents the number of steps needed for my monkey to get to the banana, right? So on 31, the very first challenge, all right, X equals to 10 actually represents the number of steps we need to get for the monkey to move to the banana, all right? So how do we do it? So what do? We take a ruler and we measure the steps, correct? So 10 ends here, it's actually halfway. What we want to do is we want to move further down 20. So 20, right? So now I just got to change. Instead of changing this to step 20, what I want to do is I want to change the numbers to x equals to 20 and I write. And then right away, we would have solved the challenge. So this is 31, boys and girls. This is variables. Now, we have quite a bit of things to cover today. And wow, the chat, there's so much chat going on together. Let's see. Yeah.
Loops. Some people are stuck at 68. 68 will be covering them tomorrow, all right, boys and girls. So for those who are stuck at challenge 68, we'll be covering them tomorrow. So no worries on that. Okay? Yeah. Now, what's going to happen is we are going to move forward with, so I'm going to move on to challenge 32. So one more time, I'm going to show you challenge 32 to explain to you how variables work. So let's move on to challenge 32, all right? So challenge 32 looks like this. Now this time it's a bit different. Now we are combining variables and loops together. So what does my x represent? Remember, when we work with variables, we must always find out what the variable represents, because if we're not clear what the variable represents, we won't be able to figure out what that x means, right? So let's do a little change. X equals to 5. Now what is this 5? So let's just run the code and see what does x do. Oh, so this time, again, x, because it's linked to step, it once again represents number of steps needed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from my monkey to my banana. Oh, it's 15. So I will do x equals to 15. And if I do it correctly, my monkey should be able to get to all 4 bananas. Can you see that? Yeah? So my monkey got to all 4 bananas. Can you see that? Now, let's give this a little change, all right? Let's change this challenge a little bit. What happens if we change the variable to something else? Let's give it a try. So let's say instead of x, I want to use ABC. And then I run the code. Oh no, it doesn't work. Can somebody tell me what is wrong? Does anybody have an idea? What is wrong with my challenge? This time I change it to ABC and it does not work. What is wrong with my code, boys and girls? Something is wrong. I changed the code to ABC. It didn't work. Bacon Boy says you need to step ABC. Good job, Bacon Boy. Yesterday you were here. Yeah. Chardonnay says I didn't change X. Very good, I didn't change X. Manasa says use ABC instead of X. Very good. So what I can do is, instead of using step X here, now this is an important part of variables. When you create a variable and you want to trigger it, you must make sure it is the same exact variable, right? It's the same variable. So very good, all of you know that. Yeah, so it doesn't know what X is, so what we do is we change it to ABC, and again, it will work. So actually, boys and girls, variables, it doesn't have to be X, it doesn't have to be Y. Just to make it simple, you can use ABC, you can use, X, Y, Z. It's up to you, right? But the key is you need to be very clear on what the variable represents. Now, one more challenge before we move on for all of your practice time, all right? So one more challenge before I move on to your practice time. Now, instead of doing step ABC, I can actually change this into ABC. And then I'm going to do step 15. And this time, my loop is controlled by ABC. And I managed to get all the bananas, but something is wrong. It doesn't stop moving. My monkey is not moving. What is wrong with this, boys and girls? My monkey did not stop moving, and I'm not sure why. So what is wrong with this code on my screen? Something is wrong. Something is weird. It got all the bananas, but it's still moving. Can you see? It's still moving up and down, changing everywhere. Something is wrong with my monkey. It's still moving. It's still moving. And then it says, oh yeah, I only got 1 star. Something is wrong. It says I didn't use the variable. So what's wrong with my code, boys and girls? Set AB. Oh yeah, all of you got it. Very good. It says, Bacon Boy says set ABC to 3. Very good. Nyanya says change to 3. Because ABC equals 15. Very good. Good job. All of you learned your loops from yesterday. I'm very impressed. All right. All of you were familiar with your loops from yesterday. So this should be 3. And then if I run, it should work. So 1, 2, 3. All right, good job, boys and girls. Now, what we're going to do, all right, what we're going to do, so I'm just going to reset this code so it's correct and I can get my 5 stars. So let me just reset the code so I can get 5 stars. So now this will be 15. All right, and then we can run. And then I solve the challenge. Now, what we're going to do, boys and girls, in a very short while, you will all be given a short practice time. And this time, the practice time will be slightly longer from yesterday because we understand it's variables. It's a little bit harder. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a short practice time in a very short while. What we will do is, now we are at 32. Next thing, you're going to be doing 33 all the way to 40. So what you're going to do is you're going to be challenged doing 33 all the way to 40. And this challenge will take about 15 minutes. So we have a short 15 minutes practice time. When we come back, I will cover all the difficult challenges that you're stuck at from 33 to 40. All right, students. So again, we're going to go for a short practice time. Be back by 4:30. We're going to be covering challenges 33 to 40. Write down all the tough challenges you face. I'll cover them as much as you can. All right, so be back by 4:30 p.m. and we will cover challenges 33, 34 all the way to 40. All right, I'll see you all in 15 minutes.
Many parents ask us, do I look for coding or robotics program for my child? What is the difference between them? Now our answer to that is very simple. These two are actually the same under the umbrella of computer science and ICT. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Ho. I'm the founder and CEO of Graphite Academy, and we are a coding school for kids. So we started the company because we realized there was a disconnect with what the parents wanted versus what the industry was providing.
Hi, my name is Rena. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Graphite Academy. At Graphite Academy, our mission is to provide students with quality coding education to prepare them for their tertiary education in computer science. Learning from us should provide students with a head start in their computer science education.
To date, Graphite Academy has taught over 120 schools in Singapore, both primary and secondary school, on the topic of coding, programming and robotics. And because of that, we have impacted over 10,000 students in Singapore. What a coding school does is we introduce students to many concepts that are very relevant to our daily lives. Things such as app development, web development, robotics, hardware, AI, AR and VR are all prevalent in our daily lives, but most of us don't know how these things work, how these things function.
Coding is a compulsory enrichment subject in MOE schools starting from primary 4. This is important when students move on to tertiary education, as it is a mandatory module for many diploma and degree programs.
Our students also learn skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and even learn how to appreciate the mathematics they've learned in school and apply them in real and relevant concepts.
Intention is just to give him the exposure, and if possible, if he really likes it, is to support him all the way until P6.
Our students have also won awards from competitions such as First Lego League, National Primary Games Creation Competition, National Robotics Competition, and many other competitions as well. And the most recent one was the Coding Olympics 2022, in which we organized it with Science Centre, and our student actually achieved second place out of 800 students in the entire Singapore. We are also a member of the Computer Science Teachers Association of Singapore, which is actually recognized by multiple industry tech titans. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, even Rolls-Royce recognize this as the gold standard of children's education for computer science.
At STEM Institution, we believe in providing impactful STEM education for everyone. By integrating robotics, coding, and engineering with academic knowledge, we equip children with life skills and the mentality to be ever ready to adapt to changes. We believe in making learning a fun and enjoyable experience for everyone. This is why, besides offering lessons on critical skills, we also want to inspire and motivate everyone to stay curious and adaptable throughout their lives. We are here to enable learners to discover the valuable skill sets in STEM and find their place in the fast-changing world. We believe in being hands-on and applying classroom lessons to solve real-life problems. Our goal is to turn every challenges into learning opportunities and enable individuals to overcome barriers during their lifelong educational journey. Embrace this journey with us as we mold the leaders of tomorrow. STEM Institution, providing impactful education for everyone.
Flying Cape is Singapore's largest online booking and advisory platform for tuition and enrichment classes for children. On the platform, parents can first discover your child's strengths, interests, and learning profiles through validated assessments that we offer. For children 6 to 12 years old, our gamified assessment allows your child to try out a series of challenges while navigating through 8 different islands, each representing a different intelligence. While your child is having fun, parents receive a diagnostic report that provides insights into their unique competencies and learning styles. Based on your child's unique learning profiles, we offer personalized recommendations that help parents customize the best education programs and classes. We also have a best price guarantee promise to ensure that you will always get the best prices with us. Choose from the widest range of education options on the platform, such as trial classes, workshops, holiday programs, learning kits, and more. Earn reward points when you make a booking through us and redeem vouchers and gifts. Always on the lookout for the best education deal? Join our group buy under Edu Hunt, which allows you to snag the best savings on workshops or classes that you're interested in. Simply place a reservation for the class that you are interested in and help spread the word during the time sale period. The more people joining in, the greater the price savings for everyone. Join our community of happy learners now. Check us out at www.flyingcape.com.sg.
Is your child ready to take their coding skills to the next level? Introducing Elite Coder, the groundbreaking certification program brought to you by Singapore Science Centre Global and Mangosteams in partnership with Flying Cape. The program is designed to map a student's mastery of coding at 3 different levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Here's why your child should sign up. Elite Coder enhances their coding portfolio, giving them a distinct advantage. Elite Coder evaluates your child's competencies based on the CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Upon completing each assessment level, students will receive a scorecard indicating their level of proficiency. They will also receive an e-certification by Singapore Science Centre Global, recognizing their achievement. But how do students prepare for the assessment? Our authorized training partners will ensure that students receive the best guidance. In the training workshops, our experienced trainers will cover Elite Coder requirements and expectations at each level. They will deep dive into the syllabus and guide students through code writing lessons aiming at solving real-world challenges. So, what are you waiting for? Give your child the opportunity to excel in coding. Find out more at elitecoder.flyingcape.com.sg.
Boys and girls, welcome back. Welcome back. I know I saw a lot of requests for many challenges. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover challenges 33 all the way to 40. So we're going to cover challenges 33 to 40. It is a lot of challenges, so stay with us, all right, and we will cover those challenges, okay? Because I was looking at the comments and so many challenges were listed. I saw 33, I saw 34, 35, and then 36. There's a lot of requests for 36 as well. Then there was 37, and then Zuzanita says 38. So I'm just going to cover all of them, all right? And we're going to cover all of them so it works for everybody, all right? So let's go back to lesson, all right? And yeah. So let me go back to my screen. So now, boys and girls, we are going to cover challenge 33, okay? So I'm not going to cover all of them till 40, all right? Now, boys and girls, for those who were faster, please take note. You can always go ahead because afterwards, we're going to be doing 40 to 50. We're going to try to do, if we can, we're going to try to do challenges 50 to 60 if we have time. If not, we'll do them tomorrow, all right? So it depends on the time. So let's cover this first, all right? We'll cover challenges 33 all the way to 40. Now, right off the bat, challenge 33, we now have 3 variables. So remember just now when I showed you challenge 32, and I said, I changed it to ABC, and then you'll say, oh, different ABCs, and I changed it to times. This time we have 3 variables, so it's a little bit more confusing. So the first thing we have to do when we do variables, the first thing we have to do is to understand what each variable represents. All right, boys and girls? So the first thing we have to do is to understand what each variable represents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what each variable represents. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to press run. And let's see what each variable represents. Oh no, it didn't work, right? So it didn't work. So what's going to happen is I now need to identify what N represents, what is X, and what is D. So if I look closely, N actually represents number of times to repeat. Why? Why? Because it is linked to my loop that does repeat. So that it's linked to my loop that does repeat. Now, next thing to take note is what is X. So again, X is step, number of steps needed. And 72 is angle of turning. So now what we do is let's measure how many steps you need to take to get from the monkey to the banana. So obviously this is 10, right? So the ruler says this is 10. So my X is wrong. I need to change this to 10. Now, is my turning angle correct? Not sure. We got to check. Is my turning angle correct? Okay, hang on. Let me get this. All right, is my turning angle correct? So number of steps needed to move. So let's look at my turning angle. So my turning angle is, oh no, there's no angle to turn. So how do we know which angle to turn? Boys and girls, little tip for everybody. Little tip for everybody. So in this particular challenge, there's no angle of turning, right? I mean, they gave you 72. We're going to guess that 72 is correct. But what if during competition you encounter a similar situation where, hey, there's no angle of turning? So what do? There's a little math formula that I'm going to teach all of you today. All right, and this math formula works to calculate what we call exterior angles. All right, so what you want to do is you want to first understand that this shape over here is the shape of a 5-sided polygon. Let me put this down. Is the shape of a 5-sided polygon. And to find the angle of turning, all we need to do is we need to take 360, which is a circle, divided by number of sides, which in this case is 5. So if we do it correctly, so 5 is number of sides. And based upon this, my math, the answer should be 72. So this means my answer is correct. My angle of turning is correct. So this is a little trick. Yes, it is a pentagon. Very good, Peter. So it's a 5-sided polygon. So let's give it a try and run. And then, ta-da, it works. So this is challenge 33, boys and girls. So important things to take note, all right? Again, I repeat, when we work with variables, the first thing we need to understand is what each variable represents. Once you understand what each variable represents, you'll be very clear, all right? So let's move on. Challenge 34. This was another highly requested challenge. So let's look at challenge 34. So this is challenge 34. This time it is a triangle. Again, my triangles are all the same side. So again, my angle of turning. So if I don't have a ruler to find my angle of turning, right? No angle of turning, can't find it. So what? Remember. So for those who are not familiar, polygons are shapes with the same sides of the same length. This is very important, all right, because they're all of the same length. All their angles are the same, all right? They got the same number of sides, all of the lengths are the same. So with that done, let's identify what each variable represents. So what is t? T represents number of times to repeat. X is steps needed. And D is angle of turning. So let's measure, is 10 correct? Nope, it is 20, so this is wrong. So this has to be 20. Right? And t is equals to 1, but we know that there are 3 sides over here and all sides are of the same length, so the angle of turning should all be the same. So let's do, if we use the formula again, finding angle of turning, sorry. So we will take 360 divided by 3, the answer is actually 120, so my angle of turning is correct. The only thing I need to change now is t equals to 1. So this should be 3 because I got 3 sides, right? Triangle have 3 sides. Very good. Hashtag is comments, boys and girls. Hashtag is comments. So they just ignore anything that's hashtag. All right. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this answer is for challenge 34. All right. Challenge 34. So now let me check the comments. Yeah. Yeah, boys and girls, hashtag is a comment, all right? Or you can do hashtag on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and wherever else, all right? It works. It works for code as well. So now we're on 35. 35, this time it's a little bit different. We now have to understand, right? We need to create our own variable. So now it's very different. We need to create our own variable. So now let's understand. There's a variable here indicated x. So I'm going to assume we can create x is equals to total step x, turn left, step x. So what is this? So x needs to be a value. So right away, we need to measure the value. All right. Right away, we need to measure the value. So x is equals to, let's measure. X is equals to 15. Now x is equals to 15. And for boys and girls, interesting challenge over here. This challenge itself, if you notice, the challenge is in a square formation. So all the lengths are the same side. Because all the lengths are the same side, they're all 15, so I can just run. And then my monkey gets to all the bananas, all right? So this is in a little square. So boys and girls, one of the things you want to take note of is when you're doing the challenge, doing competition, you want to make sure which shape are you working with. It is a polygon, remember, angle of turning. We use 360 degrees divided by number of sides, you get the angle of turning, all right? You'll be able to get the angle of turning. Now, this is challenge 36. And challenge 36 was highly requested. I saw a lot of the comments, you're all saying you're stuck at 36, 36 doesn't work, it's very hard to do 36. So now we're looking at challenge 36. A lot of comments said 36 was tough, so let's see how this works, all right? So monkey's here, monkey needs to get to the banana, and what is this? X is equals to 15. How does this work? So let's measure. Is this correct? 15. So now right off the bat, I know that my X is number of steps. And if I notice here, I have 1 segment, 2 segment, 3 segment, 4 segments. So I have 4 bananas to collect. And of all the 4 bananas, all of them are within 1 segment. Can you see that? They're all within like one row or 1 column. Because they're all within 1 column, what I can do is I can now change this to 4 times and step x, step minus x. So let's give it a try. And it doesn't work. My monkey is just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So what do I do? I need to make my turtle move, right? I need to make my turtle move. And to do that, I need to measure what is the distance my turtle needs to move. It needs to move about 8 steps. So let's do 8. So all I got to do is I got to do turtle step 8. And now if I did it correctly, I should be able to solve challenge 36. Yeah. Challenge 36. Right. Now, boys and girls, as you're doing the challenges today, please take note whatever you learned yesterday, all right, from loops. We covered loops yesterday. We covered angle of angles yesterday. We covered syntax. Remember, I told you capitalization matters. We covered syntax. We covered a lot of things yesterday. So remember, boys and girls, while you're working on the challenges today, you have to make sure you incorporate what you learned yesterday into today's challenges, all right? So you have to incorporate what you learned yesterday into today's challenges. Now, challenge 37 is simple. Challenge 37 introduces you to speech, right? So now my monkey can say certain things. So I'll say, and that scared away the monkey. Do you all see that? So my monkey said, welcome to Coding Olympics 2023, and then the rat ran away. Now, as the rat runs away, all I need to do is just measure what's the distance, 15. Now, remember yesterday, one of the codes we learned was also turn to and step distance to. One of the things we learned yesterday was turn to and step distance to. In this particular instance, we can actually use that code to help us. So all we got to do is we can do step distance to, what is this? Banana, run. And it works. Boys and girls, can you see that? Can you see that? So this works as well. So remember when I mentioned what we learned yesterday, all right, and what we're learning today, you have to implement what you learned yesterday into today's challenges, because when we go for competition, you need to implement everything you've learned, all right? So very important to take note. So this is an interesting code, all right, to use for today. So remember, use them well and make sure they are correct, all right? So let's move on. Challenge 38. I heard 38 was highly requested as well. Challenge 38. Now, boys and girls, if I'm going too fast, please take note. I'm going fast because there are certain time frames I need to adhere to. If you miss out on certain challenges, let's say now I'm on 38 and you need help with 33. I've already covered 33. Please remember a recording is available for all of you to watch again. You can watch that at 1x speed, 0.5x speed. It's up to you. All right. Once this broadcast is done, you can check out the recording. All right, to cover previous challenges that I've covered. All right, in case I'm too fast. Now, right now on challenge 38, the rat is moving my banana. Why is the rat moving my banana? Not cool. All right, so the rat is moving my banana, and I don't know how to get to my banana. So it says x is equals to 20. What is x? All right, so it seems like my rat is moving on the same line. All right, so I guess x equals 20. So let's give it a try. Let's just run the code. And my rat runs away, and it doesn't work. It did not work. So what I can do is, instead of using x equals to 20, remember I have this thing we learned last lesson. We learned turn to, and now we don't turn to rat. It doesn't make sense because the rat runs away. So we turn to banana, run. Ta-da! And that is challenge 38. All right, boys and girls, that's challenge 38. Now, we can actually make this code better, because technically in this code, boys and girls, we don't need variables, right? In this code, we don't need variables. So I can actually just remove all of this. And I can say, and then we can just do step. And boys and girls, my code doesn't work. Can somebody tell me why my code doesn't work? I have an issue. My code doesn't work. Something is stuck. I did say go away, I did turn to banana, and I did step distance to banana, but it is not working. Something is wrong. I see some answers. Joanna says cat. Bacon boy is great. Bacon boy has always been saying uncapitalize the S. Very good. So and very good. Remember we learned this yesterday. Watch out for your capitalization. Big letters, small letters. And 2 is wrong too. 2 should be small letter. Very good. Ta-da! And my monkey goes there. But obviously this will only give me 1 star. Oh, it gave me 3 stars. Wow. Because we didn't use variables. But anyway, that works. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Now let's go to 39, boys and girls. Let's move on to 39. This time, This is a little bit tricky, boys and girls. There's a huge difference when we do x equals to number, and this time we're doing x is equals to function. Now, what is this? This means, remember when we learned at the start, variables are a store of value. Variables don't just store numbers, they can store code. They can store different kinds of functions. So this time, our x, our variable is equals to distance to turtle. So just take note, variable, I'm just going to write down here, hashtag all right, so boys and girls, can you see I just typed that on the screen? Oh, my screen ran away. Let me add it back to the screen. Yep. So if you can see, boys and girls, variables can store more than numbers. Variables can store code, alphabets, formulas, and many more. So just remember, variables can store a lot of things. It is very similar, all right? So this time, variables is storing distance to turtle. But I don't want to get to the turtle. I want to get to the banana. So I'm just going to do distance to banana. I don't need to say though. Do I need to say? I mean, we can just run. Oh, so it's 16 steps to the banana. And they say 2 lines of code. See, you don't need say. Boys and girls, you don't need say. And then it's solved. All right. So you don't need say for that code. All right. Last challenge, challenge 40. I heard so many requests for challenge 40. So many requests for challenge 40. We'll cover challenge 40 today. Challenge 40, this time, x is equal to turtle distance to banana. Oh gosh, what is this? This is confusing. So let's adjust again. So this time my variable x stores a function. And the function is the distance to banana. Okay. So it's a distance to banana. So can I do step x? Oh no, I can't do step x because the monkey drops into the river. So what do I do? So all I gotta do is I gotta do turtle step x, and then this should be step 2. And ta-da! So boys and girls, remember one of the things for those who are asking for challenge 40, one of the things I mentioned just now was whatever we learned last year, and whatever we learned yesterday, we have to combine them all together to work on CodeMonkey, all right? So whatever challenges you're on, whatever you learned yesterday, whatever you learned last year, whatever you learned in school, whatever you learned in your private centers, in your enrichment centers, you can combine them all together to work on competition. So this is challenge 40, all right? Boys and girls, if it's all good and you're able to follow, can you send a good to the chat so I know you're all there? If you're all able to follow, can you send a good to the comments in the chat so I know you're all around and we can move on to the next few challenges, all right? So if it's good, send me a good. Yeah, Yi Xiang says good. Bacon Boy says good. Bing gives me a thumbs up, very good. Joanna is done. Isaac Fong is done. Okay, very good. All of you are good. You're on track. We're following. Now we're on 40. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to cover 41 to 50. Now 41 to 50 is a little bit more tricky. All right, so I'm going to go into 41 and let's see what happens at 41. All right. Let's go to 41. So 41 looks like this. Oh no, it's starting to get harder now. What is this? D minus D. So it looks so confusing. Challenge 41. D is equals to turtle distance to bush. Where's the bush? Ah, the bush is here. See, there's a bush. That doesn't make sense. Turtle distance to bush is like this. That's 13 steps. Is it enough? It's not enough. So what we do is we will do turtle distance to monkey. So the code is wrong, right? And then turtle step D, turtle step minus D, turtle turn to banana. And this should be turtle step D. Ta-da! For those who are not sure, the turtle can actually pick up the monkey with his head. So that's pretty cool, right? The turtle can pick up the monkey with his head. So this is 41, all right, boys and girls. I'm going to move on to 42, and then I'll leave the remaining challenges to you guys, all right? So let's go to 42. Now 42 is a little bit different. It says step distance to banana. All right, and if I run, he jumps into the sea. So all I got to do is I got to do turn 2, and then banana, and it works. You see that? All right, that's a turn 2 banana, and I still got 3 stars. All right. Now, boys and girls, we're going to move on to the last practice time for today. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to do challenges 43 to 50. So we're going to be working on challenges 43, 44, all the way to 50. Now, boys and girls, take note. The remaining challenges, there's a little thing called number patterns. I'll come and explain what number patterns are. There's increasing number patterns and decreasing number patterns. So all of you will go through that, and then we're going to cover 43 to 50. All right. So now we have a short practice time. Let's do about another 15 minutes. So we'll come back at 5:05. At 5:05, I'll come back and I'll cover, all right, challenges 43 to 50. Okay. I'll cover challenges 43 to 50. Zuzanita said you did the exact code, but still wrong. Good question. Some of you, when you are stuck at a code, all right, or when you start with certain issues, I recommend students to always press the reset button, because once you press the reset button, the code goes back to its original state. Once it goes back to its original state, you will know how to adjust this, all right? So if you're stuck or your code is too messy, you don't know what's the original, press the reset button beside the run. It says reset code. And when you press that, all right, everything resets to its original state. So same thing, we're gonna go for a quick practice time. We'll be back by 5:05, and we'll cover challenges 43 to 50. No, Lin, I mean 5:05, because we don't have much time left. So we're gonna cover 5 until 5:05. All right. So 5:05, everybody comes back. We'll cover practice your 43 to 50, and we'll cover 43 to 50. I'll see y'all in a bit.
Many parents ask us, do I look for coding or robotics program for my child? What is the difference between them? Now our answer to that is very simple. These two are actually the same under the umbrella of computer science and ICT. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Ho. I'm the founder and CEO of Graphite Academy, and we are a coding school for kids. So we started the company because we realized there was a disconnect with what the parents wanted versus what the industry was providing.
Hi, my name is Rena. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Graphite Academy. At Graphite Academy, our mission is to provide students with quality coding education to prepare them for their tertiary education in computer science. Learning from us should provide students with a head start in their computer science education.
To date, Graphite Academy has taught over 120 schools in Singapore, both primary and secondary school, on the topic of coding, programming and robotics. And because of that, we have impacted over 10,000 students in Singapore. What a coding school does is we introduce students to many concepts that are very relevant to our daily lives. Things such as app development, web development, robotics, hardware, AI, AR and VR are all prevalent in our daily lives, but most of us don't know how these things work, how these things function.
Coding is a compulsory enrichment subject in MOE schools starting from primary 4. This is important when students move on to tertiary education, as it is a mandatory module for many diploma and degree programs.
Our students also learn skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and even learn how to appreciate the mathematics they've learned in school and apply them in real and relevant concepts.
Intention is just to give him the exposure, and if possible, if he really likes it, is to support him all the way until P6.
Our students have also won awards from competitions such as First Lego League, National Primary Games Creation Competition, National Robotics Competition, and many other competitions as well. And the most recent one was the Coding Olympics 2022, in which we organized it with Science Centre, and our student actually achieved second place out of 800 students in the entire Singapore. We are also a member of the Computer Science Teachers Association of Singapore, which is actually recognized by multiple industry tech titans. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, even Rolls-Royce recognize this as the gold standard of children's education for computer science.
At STEM Institution, we believe in providing impactful STEM education for everyone. By integrating robotics, coding, and engineering with academic knowledge, we equip children with life skills and the mentality to be ever ready to adapt to changes. We believe in making learning a fun and enjoyable experience for everyone. This is why, besides offering lessons on critical skills, we also want to inspire and motivate everyone to stay curious and adaptable throughout their lives. We are here to enable learners to discover the valuable skill sets in STEM and find their place in the fast-changing world. We believe in being hands-on and applying classroom lessons to solve real-life problems. Our goal is to turn every challenges into learning opportunities and enable individuals to overcome barriers during their lifelong educational journey. Embrace this journey with us as we mold the leaders of tomorrow. STEM Institution, providing impactful education for everyone.
Flying Cape is Singapore's largest online booking and advisory platform for tuition and enrichment classes for children. On the platform, parents can first discover your child's strengths, interests, and learning profiles through validated assessments that we offer. For children 6 to 12 years old, our gamified assessment allows your child to try out a series of challenges while navigating through 8 different islands, each representing a different intelligence. While your child is having fun, parents receive a diagnostic report that provides insights into their unique competencies and learning styles. Based on your child's unique learning profiles, we offer personalized recommendations that help parents customize the best education programs and classes. We also have a best price guarantee promise to ensure that you will always get the best prices with us. Choose from the widest range of education options on the platform, such as trial classes, workshops, holiday programs, learning kits, and more. Earn reward points when you make a booking through us and redeem vouchers and gifts. Always on the lookout for the best education deal? Join our group buy under Edu Hunt, which allows you to snag the best savings on workshops or classes that you're interested in. Simply place a reservation for the class that you are interested in and help spread the word during the time sale period. The more people joining in, the greater the price savings for everyone. Join our community of happy learners now. Check us out at www.flyingcape.com.sg.
Is your child ready to take their coding skills to the next level? Introducing Elite Coder, the groundbreaking certification program brought to you by Singapore Science Centre Global and Mangosteams in partnership with Flying Cape. The program is designed to map the students' mastery of coding at 3 different levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Here's why your child should sign up. Elite Coder enhances their coding portfolio, giving them a distinct advantage. Elite Coder evaluates your child's competencies based on the CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Upon completing each assessment level, students will receive a scorecard indicating their level of proficiency. They will also receive an e-certification by Singapore Science Centre Global, recognizing their achievement. But how do students prepare for the assessment? Our authorized training partners will ensure that students receive the best guidance. In the training workshops, our experienced trainers will cover Elite Coder requirements and expectations at each level. They will deep dive into the syllabus and guide students through code writing lessons aiming at solving real-world challenges. So, what are you waiting for? Give your child the opportunity to excel in coding. Find out more at elitecoder.flyingcape.com.sg.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. I know that was not a very long practice time for 43 to 50, but we'll do our best to cover them. And so just take note, boys and girls, we'll be covering 43 to challenge 50. All right, so it's quite a bit of things to cover. So let's cover 43 to 50. Also, boys and girls, take note. I see a lot of you are already at 70, 68. All this will be covered tomorrow and on day 4. All right, so just hang in there with us. We'll be able to cover this. Now, before I begin, Coding Olympics is actually sponsored by Qubits. So how many of you have Qubits at home? All right, boys and girls, you got Qubits. If you have done Qubits, you can say, you can type yes in the chat so we know you've done Qubits. How many of you have done Qubits back home? Yeah? You've done Qubits in school, or you have a Qubits account. If you have a Qubits account, you can just say yes, and then we know you have Qubits. Yeah, a lot of you have Qubits, right? I know a lot of schools have Qubits. A lot of so Ariana says yes, Dongchen yes. So Qubits actually has a new product called Qubits Science. So before I cover 43 to 50, I'll show you a short 15 seconds video, all right, on what Qubits Science is about. Now, boys and girls, take note, there's a promotion ongoing for Coding Olympics participant, so you don't want to miss that. So 15 seconds promotion on Qubits Science. So boys and girls, that was Qubits Science. Qubits Science is now offering a 25% off for all Coding Olympics participants. And because you're a participant in Coding Olympics, you also get a $50 Curiosity voucher from Science Center. So take note, if you'd like to give Qubits Science a try, feel free to sign up and they will, you'll be able to get 25% off and $50 of a Science Center voucher, all right? So let's go back to training. Let's go back to lesson. Time to go back to lesson, all right? Now we are going to cover challenges 43 to 50. So it's a lot of challenges. And this time, remember, I mentioned there are actually number patterns. So you want to take note of number patterns, right? So let's go to challenge 43. Let me just off the banner. The banner is a bit, yeah, no more banner. All right. So let me share my screen so you can see challenge 43. This is challenge 43. One of the students we taught a couple of weeks ago was stuck on this challenge. All right, and the trick to this challenge is it has nothing to do with variables. It has nothing to do with variables. It has nothing to do with numbers. You don't even need numbers. The trick to this challenge is to identify where is the key point. All right, where's the crux point? So the crux point for this challenge is actually the bridge. Can you see the bridge? The bridge is an object. So what you want to do is you want to do turn to bridge, step, distance to bridge, and then it runs. 4 lines of code. All right, so that's challenge 43. So boys and girls, during competition, if you have a tough time or you have difficulties, remember, always check the surroundings and make sure things are okay. Now, I see a lot of requests for a lot of different numbers, 44, 45, 46. I'm going to cover all of them until 50, okay? I will cover all of them until challenge 50, all right, boys and girls? So let's go to challenge 44. Now, once again, boys and girls, if you have missed a challenge that we've already covered, take note that these challenges will be available on our recording after the competition. So just feel free to check the recording after the competition. You'll be able to see all the challenges that we covered during training, all right? Now, on 44, my red is running. My red is running. There's a red again, there's a banana. We got to say. So say, challenge 44 is tough. So let's run. And the red runs away. And then all I got to do is turn to, again, our anchor point this time is the banana. And then we need to step. How do we step? Distance 2. Remember, we learned this on day 1. We learned turn 2 and we learned distance 2. And we chase the red away. So I'm going to make the red walk really far because the further he walks, then my monkey has to walk longer, right? So, okay, let's give it a try. Oh, he runs away. Yep, that's it. That's challenge 44, right? So we covered challenge 44. Now we're going to do 45 next, boys and girls. We're going to do 45 next. Before I do 45, let's look at the comments. I just want to make sure everybody's able to follow. Now, 43 and 44 is not that difficult. Now let's look at 45. So 43 and 44 is not that difficult. Let's look at 45. I see a lot of 47. there's somebody with a sad face that say 45 is tough, so we're doing 45. Challenge 45. Monkey is facing here. Monkey is facing the ruler. It's kind of weird, right? Now we need to make our monkey move to the bridge. So again, the key point here is the bridge. So all we got to do is we got to turn to banana, turn to bridge, and step distance to bridge. And we also have to chase our rat away. So how do we chase our rat away? We say, rat, go away. And let's give it a try. And if I turn to bridge, step distance to bridge, my bridge is center, ta-da! So for those who are stuck at 45 boys and girls, or when you're stuck at challenges, remember in certain challenges, you may not need to add from the bottom, you need to add from the top. All right, so it depends on how the challenge is structured. Now I'm on 46, and this is where we talk about increasing number patterns. Now we're on 46, and we're talking about increasing number patterns. So this looks like a simple number pattern. It says d equals to 5. Remember, we learned in variables, we got to first identify what the variables represent. So the variables in this challenge represent the number of steps you need to get to the banana. So number of steps you need to get to the banana. So all I got to do is d equals d plus 10. Is this correct? Let's give it a try. Uh-oh, my monkey drops into the river. So what I need to do is what's 10, 5 to 10. So I need d is equals d plus 5, because 5 plus 5 is 10, right? So I do d equals to d plus 5, walk. And my monkey would have walked 10 steps instead of 15 steps. So this is 46. Now 46 is a simple challenge because there's a little, you just need to adjust one code, but 47 is different. Let's look at 47. So 47, 48, 49, 50 is a lot tougher. So what I will do is I'll cover these things slowly, all right? So you need to understand this now. This thing is number patterns. So you notice on my challenge, I have 4, I have 8, I have 12, and I have 16. So 4, 8, 12, 16, these are multiples of 4, right? These are multiples of 4. So every time my monkey walks, he needs to increase his steps by 4 times. 4 steps, correct? I need to increase his steps by 4 steps. So my monkey starts off at 8, 4, and then the next one he goes is 8. So I need to 4 plus 4 plus another 4 plus another 4. So all I need to do is change my d equals to d plus 1 to d equals to d plus 4, right? So let's change it to d plus 4. And if I did it correctly, my monkey would have gone to all the bananas without dropping into the swamp. You all see the swamp here? There's a swamp. He didn't need to drop into the swamp. Yeah? So take note, boys and girls, increasing number patterns are simple math. You want to check what is the pattern that you see. Once you know the pattern, you can adjust the increasing number. So d equals to d plus 4. So I'm going to send a little comment to the chat. So what you saw just now was 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Got it? So it's 4 plus 4, 8, and then plus 4 again, 12, and then plus 4, 16. So that's what we did for 47, all right? But let's look at 48. 48 is different. This time 48 has no help, right? Previously 46, 47, you have 1 bar, you just need to change 1 number. Now it's different. So let's break this down. What does D mean? Jyoti, very good. What does D mean? So let's find out what does D mean. So D in this code represents, again, number of steps needed to take. And this time, we start off with number 8. Start off with 8. And if you notice, the steps are increasing again. So let's put number patterns, right? So this number patterns, right? I have number 8, I have number 12, number 16, 20, 24. Can somebody tell me what is the increasing steps? What is the number pattern here? How many steps do I need to move every time? Or how many steps do I need to increase every time? All right, to get to 12, 16, 20, 24. What's the number pattern here? Yeah, anybody know what's the number pattern here? How many steps I need to increase? Yongkok said it. D plus 4. Josh says 4. Jyoti says 8. Ahan says 4. Peter says 4. Josh says 4. The answer is plus 4. So the number pattern here is a plus 4. It's a plus 4. So what I need to do is I need to do a little formula. So we notice that D starts off with 8, so I'm going to write down a comment here. So we actually start off with stepping 8 steps. We actually start off with stepping 8 steps. Now, when we start off with 8 steps, we can still plus 4 and it's still within number 4. So all I got to do is I just got to change this to D is equals to D plus 4, because that's my number pattern, right? We identify our number pattern. Once we found it, we run the code. 8, 12, 16, 20. Uh-oh, it did not work. Why did it not work? Because this time I got 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn, 4 turn, 5 turns. So I have 5 turns. So what do I need to do? I need to change my repeat to 5 times. I need to change my repeat to 5 times. 5 times, and then now we run. Right now we are on challenge 48. So remember, we got to change our loop as well to make sure our loop is correct. So this is 5 times. Challenge 48, all right? And that was how we use increasing number patterns. Now we're going to 49. We're now on challenge 49. Now 49 is so much tougher. There's no code to help me. There's no code to help me. And this time the number patterns look different. So what we're going to do is we're going to identify 2 things. What does the variable represent? And what is the number pattern? So first thing we're going to identify is what does the variable represent? And what is the number pattern here? So we look at the numbers here say 20, 17, 14, 11. It's decreasing by a value. I see the answers already. It's decreasing by 3 steps every turn. So Bean says it's -3 and the Sen says it's -3. So the number pattern here we identify is -3. So no more plus, now it's minus. The number pattern is -3. All right. And what does the variable represent? The variable represents number of steps again. So the variable represents number of steps again. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the code now, and notice that this time there's actually a repeat. We need a repeat. So for those who can't remember the code or can't remember how to type the code, remember you can refer to the bottom. At the bottom, I can just press the times and this automatically comes up. Remember, there are helpful functions at the bottom that you can press to get the 3 times. So 3 times, and then let's see. Step D. We start off with step D. Why do we start off with step D? Because monkey, the variable is set at 20. And monkey needs to move 20, right? Once that is done, it has to turn. My monkey needs to turn. So turn right. And then we do our formula. D is equals to D minus 3. So that's our formula. So if you look at the code, D equals to 20, D equals to D minus 3. If we do it correctly, we should be able to move all the way. I saw some of you saying that my code is wrong, right? Some of you saying my code is wrong. Very good. I missed out one more repeat. Why? Because we have 1 forward turn, 2 forward turn, 3 forward turn, and 4 forward turn. So this should actually repeat 4 times. And then right off the bat, we would have solved challenge 49. Variables is not easy, boys and girls, so it's all right if you're stuck. It's all right, practice the variables, you get used to it. Over time, it gets easier and easier, right? So variables is not as easy, but you can master variables as well. So this is challenge 50. Oh, challenge 50 looks so tough. But now on challenge 50, boys and girls, you ready for challenge 50? Yeah. 4 times wrong. Yep. Oh, the 4 is there. All right. Now, boys and girls, we are now on challenge 50. This will be the final challenge for today. Challenge 50 is not as easy. Now, for those who are stuck at previous challenges, if you have issues, remember, press the reset button to get your codes back in order. Yeah, I see a lot of comments now. Janice says it's a bit difficult. Yeah. So it's getting tougher. And remember, if you notice, all our solutions are 3 stars. We're going to score as many stars as possible. All the solutions I show you will be 3-star solutions. All right. So this is challenge 50. Let's see. This looks different. So first thing is, there's a d equals to 6. So let's do the same steps. Step 1, let's find out what does the variable represent and what is the number pattern. So we notice in this number pattern 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 10. So the number, what's the number pattern, boys and girls? So what's the number pattern over here? What do we have to find for the number pattern? Is it plus, is it minus? What's the number pattern for challenge 50? If you have the answer, send them in the comments so I know what the number pattern is. What's the number pattern? What's the number pattern? Joanna says +2. Thank you, Joanna. I'm going to put your answer because you're the first one to say. Joanna says +2. Joel Go says +2. So the number pattern for this challenge is +2. Why are we looking at +2? Because the turtle needs to increase the steps every single time. So all I need to do is then do, I can't even do step 14, boys and girls, because that's a monkey. I got to do turtle. Oh, whoops. Turtle, step D. And then monkey steps 14. Monkey needs to step backwards, right? Monkey needs to step backwards. He needs to step backwards. So step -14. And then D is equals to D +2. So let's give this a try. Let's give this a try, boys and girls. So if I did it correctly, we should be able to solve the challenge. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. So let's see, did we get 3 stars? Yeah, we got 3 stars, boys and girls. So remember, when we work with number patterns, boys and girls, when we work with number patterns, we need to first find out what is the number pattern. Is it a plus? Is it a minus? Especially when we're working with loops, right? Once we find out the number patterns, we find out what the variable represents. When you're clear with these 2 things, you'll be able to solve challenge 50, right? So boys and girls, always break down the problem into bite-sized chunks, all right? So boys and girls, always break down the challenges into bite-sized chunks. Now, before we move on to the final stuff, we covered a lot of things today, right? We covered challenges 30 to 50 today. Now, today, I want to recap certain things. So boys and girls, we covered variables. Variables are a store of value, right? So all variables are a store of value, right? And this value can be a number, it can be a function, it can be a formula, it can be an alphabet, it can be anything you want it to be. So that's what variables are. But remember, what are the rules to variables? The rules to variables are that, hey, when I use them, so the technical term is call. When I call a variable, they have to be the same thing, right? They have to be the same, which means when I use D equals to 6, I have to make sure my D is all small letters. So I have to make sure that my D is all small letters, right? So if I do something like this, turtle step big D, and then I do D equals to D +2, it's not going to work. Why is it not going to work? Because my D is small, but the D below, all right, if you look, the D at the bottom is all big. So I got to change the variable D here to a capital D, and then it's going to work, same thing, all right? So this is the idea behind variables. Now, on this lesson today, we also learn about number patterns, right? Remember, we learned number patterns in math, increasing by 2, decreasing by 2. And because we learn number patterns, we know that in loops, we can actually add in a formula. So this is a formula, right? We add in a formula so that every time when we repeat the code, the number increases by 2 or decreases by 2. Increase by 5, decreases by 5. So the number keeps changing. What we do here by adding the formula is we're actually manipulating the variable to change. Can you see that we're actually manipulating the variable? So that's why when we first started lesson, I mentioned a variable is a store of information. It's a store of value that can be later used or manipulated in a computer program, which when we run through our code, we actually stored the value, we used it. Can you see? Store the value, store value, utilize value, and then we manipulated the value. Can you see that? So this is essentially what a variable is. All right, so boys and girls, we covered a lot of things today. Before we go, can you share one thing you learned into the chat today? Share one thing you've learned into the chat so we know, all right, what you've learned, all right, and your friends can learn as well. What did we learn today from challenges 30 to 50? So what did we learn? Boys and girls, share one things that you learned into the comment below. Nya says, I learned that variables are a store of value. Very good. There's this gaming team. Gaming team says we learn variables, and Random Dude says we learn variables. Variables are important, boys and girls. Variables are used in your Scratch. Variables are used in your make code. Variables are used in a lot of programming. All right, variables are used everywhere. So a lot of variables are very important. Get familiar with variables. And once you're familiar with variable patterns, SEP says variable. Yeah, we learned variables today, boys and girls. So I'm going to do some announcement for tomorrow. Tomorrow, what we're going to do, boys and girls, tomorrow we will be covering challenges 50, if we have time, 51, all the way to 75. If we have time. If we don't have time, we'll do 50 to 70, and then day 4, we'll do 50, all right? So let me just show you the schedule for tomorrow so you are clear, all right? So tomorrow, we're coming back at 4 p.m., boys and girls. At 4 p.m., we'll all come back. Tomorrow we'll cover 50 to 75 if we have time. If not, we'll do 50 to 70. And then day 4, we'll do 75. Some skill mode and a little mini challenge for everybody. So day 4 is going to be a mix of a lot of different things, all right? So tomorrow we'll do challenges 50 to 70. If we have time, we'll do 75. So tomorrow we're covering arrays, we're covering for loops. So come back and make sure you're all right, okay? So yeah, this is correct. Variables are used in JavaScript. Variables are used everywhere. Variables are used in all the code, boys and girls. Variables are used in all the code, all right? So I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope you learned something new today. All right, boys and girls. So once you understand variables, you'll be better at coding. So what we're gonna do, boys and girls, is we're gonna end the live stream today. All right, so I'm gonna send a bye to everybody. Bye-bye. And we will see you all tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. At 3:45, we'll start broadcasting. And when we start broadcasting, you'll be able to join us, interact with us, send a comment, and we'll see you all tomorrow, boys and girls. All right, my name is Mr. Jonathan. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and we'll see you for Day 3 Coding Olympics 2023 tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Is your child ready to take their coding skills to the next level? Introducing Elite Coder, the groundbreaking certification program brought to you by Singapore Science Centre Global and Mangosteams in partnership with Flying Cape. The program is designed to map a student's mastery of coding at 3 different levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Here's why your child should sign up. Elite Coder enhances their coding portfolio, giving them a distinct advantage. Elite Coder evaluates your child's competencies based on the CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Upon completing each assessment level, students will receive a scorecard indicating their level of proficiency. They will also receive an E-certification by Singapore Science Centre Global, recognizing their achievement. But how do students prepare for the assessment? Our authorized training partners will ensure that students receive the best guidance. In the training workshops, our experienced trainers will cover elite coder requirements and expectations at each level. They will deep dive into the syllabus and guide students through code writing lessons aiming at solving real-world challenges. So, what are you waiting for? Give your child the opportunity to excel in coding. Find out more at elitecoder.flyingcape.com.sg.